Alright, what's up guys, we're back. The long awaited video is finally here. 10 tips to improve in Rocket League has finally arrived. Yay! By the way, I am live on Twitch every day, twitch.tv/itsmcloudy, because I don't upload that much on YouTube, but I'm getting there. But yeah, come check me out on Twitch and enjoy the video. Let's get into tip number 1, boys. Alright, so tip number 1 is changing your car design. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, why the fuck would I change my car design? Now, listen, there's a little placebo effect that when you change your car design, you may feel faster or slower in the car. In reality, the car is not going any faster or any slower, but this effect makes you feel faster, therefore you may play better. So, for example, I'm in an Octane, right? At the moment, I'm using this like interstellar kind of like galaxy, whatever this is, right? Let's say I start feeling slow. I change to this preset. This is one of the recent bundles that came out for the Fennec. I actually fucking love it. It's animated, it's pink, it's blue. It makes me feel pretty fast, so I chuck that on when I start feeling slow in the Octane. Just a little thing you can try to make yourself feel faster and overall play better. Alright, tip number 2 is changing your camera setting. So these are my camera settings. You can copy them if you want. I don't know. Some people like to copy my settings. I don't know. People have been asking for it. Rocket League gives you camera presets. I don't know if this is just on PC or it's on console as well. But these are all the pro players. Not all of them, but there's a lot of pro players that have their camera settings uploaded to this thing. If you can't find them on here, or if you're looking for a more specific pro player, just go on Wikipedia and search up the pro player you want, and it shows their camera settings and their binds if you want those as well. But yeah, the benefit of changing your camera settings is just like you can sort of get a bit different perspective on things, and you can sort of feel better. It's similar to tip number 1, but you're actually changing something, so you can actually feel a lot different and play a lot better. Alright, tip number 3 is something that I need to follow a lot more. It's playing to improve. If you're finding yourself in a little bit of a slump and you're just queuing for no fucking reason and not thinking about what you're doing, you need to stop and play to improve. What I mean by playing to improve is picking apart specific parts of your gameplay, like flicks, dribbling, shooting, aerials, stuff like that, and working on them consistently, and making sure that when you're playing your games, you're focusing on these specific things you want to work on. One of the things that really helped me is I really wanted to train my 45-degree flicks. Now, I would say my 45s are pretty consistent now, but that's because I literally used it over and over in game, and it actually worked. I might fake 45-degree flick, or I might 45-degree flick on offense, but me working on that for so long actually made it so much more consistent. So definitely play to improve so you can rank up. This actually leads me to point number 4, which is playing for fun. I'm always in a slump in Rocket League. Sometimes I really fucking hate the game. I don't want to play it anymore. So a really good thing is to try play 2s with a mate, sort of fuck around, play random modes and stuff like that. You know, play Snow Day, play hoops, play anything just to sort of re-spark your love for the game. Use stupid cars, you know, just have a love for the mate, and you know, you might find yourself actually liking the game a lot more. Alright, now this is sort of linked to tip number 4, but tip number 5 is playing different modes. Now, I'm a 1s main, but I found that 2s and 3s actually help certain aspects of my 1s gameplay. For example, I don't challenge much in 1s, which is not that good. So, in order to challenge more, I play a lot of 2s and 3s, because 2s and 3s implements a lot of challenging, and you're forced to challenge as fast as you can. I'm not very good at 2s and 3s, because my habits are not challenging, but by playing 2s and 3s, I'm challenging a lot more naturally, and it generally improves my 1s gameplay a lot. Let's say you're throwing the ball away in 2s and 3s too much, and you can't actually keep possession for yourself for a long period of time. Go play some 1s. 1s forces you to dribble. 1s forces you to make plays all by yourself. Be creative. Forces you to do shit that you wouldn't normally do. And this can actually benefit you in 2s and 3s. So you can actually keep possession and focus on passing the ball or flicking it backboard or doing whatever to help your teammates out. Alright, tip number 6. Do training packs. So if you don't know, there's free play. Alright, you can go into free play. You can just sort of mess around in free play, do whatever you want. Alright, one of the things that I love to do in free play is just jumping on surfaces and wave dashing on surfaces. This is something that just improves my movement before I start playing. If I don't do it, I just sort of feel sloppy. But yeah, sort of fly around the map, land on different surfaces, you know, wave dash, do whatever you need to do. Practice flipping, speed flipping, all that stuff. Just mess around in free play, you know, make sure your fingers are all nice and loose and ready to play. Then of course, there is custom training packs. So my favorites, I have the ultimate warm-up, shots you shouldn't miss, strength and accuracy, saves and ground shots. Strength and accuracy is a really good one because it actually forces you to just train the same shots over and over. If you want to improve your shooting, definitely jump into that mode. Then of course there's PC stuff, so there's like a backers mod plugin where you can practice accuracy and stuff like that, but that's only if you're on PC. Alright, tip number 7. It is, do not think about your rank when you're playing. Obviously, the end goal is Supersonic Legend. That's everyone's end goal. You naturally want that rank, right? But if you're constantly thinking about it and trying so hard to rank up, every little rank up, you're gonna rank down. I'm sorry, it's just how it works. So this kind of links to playing to improve. But yeah, if you're focused more on your gameplay and not about ranked and, oh my god, no, I'm Plat 2, but I want to be Plat 3 so bad. You're not gonna hit Plat 3 if you want it so bad. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want the rank, but you don't you actually have to focus and nail your mechanics and actually focus on your gameplay if you want to rank up. All right, tip number 8 is watching your replays. So you got the markers. I was on orange team. So let's say you go to a little blue goal here, right? And you go into player view and you spectate his perspective, right? Let's see what happened. So he's driving up, he's trying to put pressure on. He steals my boost, plays it around me, and it actually just dribbles it into my net. Now, you go back, you watch it from my really great perspective. So I had a lot of boost, I missed that one, I played it across, I've overcommitted with little boost, I didn't challenge at all, therefore giving him the challenge. So go through stuff like that, watch your replays, it can really benefit you, it can really help you in game, making different decisions. Now, this is one of my favorite tips. Tip number 9 is play against better ranked people. Now this applies to 1v1 and 2v2, all modes, but I have a friend, Lawsy, shout out Lawsy, but yeah, he's a pretty good ones, man, and I always tell him, I'm like, you gotta 1v1 me before I start streaming. You gotta 1v1 me right fucking now, and he always does. He's a good boy for that. We always have some good games, and it's a great way to maybe implement some skills you didn't have before, take some of his advice, make it mine, vice versa. But yeah, naturally you will get better if you play better players, because you're having to do more and having to think harder against better players. All right, now the biggest tip of all, tip number 10, is tilt. Now I'm the king of tilt. I rage very quickly. I have a very short temper. I rage if something very little happens. I'm fucking angry all the time. Now for people like me, I understand, and it sucks. I know it. You don't want to rage, but it happens, right? It just like, rah! It just comes out, see? So you got to really channel that in, and you got to just play for fun. All right, playing for fun and tilt goes hand in hand. You need to play for fun. If you're not having fun, you're going to lose. You're going to rah! Okay, that's just how it works. Okay, you do not tilt if you win. You tilt if you lose. Right? So make it a win-win. Even if you lose, take it as a win. Be like, you know what? I got something out of that. Even though I lost, I know where I went wrong, and I can actually use that to implement into my next game. If you're not doing that, you know, you're not going anywhere. If you win, great. Fucking awesome. You don't have to rage. You don't even have to feel shit for a second. You're like, fuck it, I won. I don't care. Let's say that your opponent does something like a delayed kickoff, which is the most bitch move you can do in a 1v1 possible. It is your last resort. It's the pussiest thing you can do. Nobody argue with me about this, okay? Delayed kickoff are for pussies. You don't do delayed kickoffs, okay? Cool. Let's say you lose to a delayed kickoff and you're like, crud, you know? I'm still taking that as a win because they won off a delayed kickoff. I won in the normal game. All right. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, like, all that jazz. I don't like doing that. But yeah, subscribe, like, go follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/itsmcloudy. I'm live every day at around 5 to 7 p.m. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Come watch me tilt. Don't, actually, because I'm not going to tilt. But yeah, have a good night, boys. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.